Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Look What I Found Yesterday. I'm Jonathan Morris, Director of Product Management at ThinkRF. Sorry it's been a while since I've done one of these. Lots of fun things going on around here. And thank you very much for all your comments and questions from previous videos. Please do keep them coming in. I'd love to hear about what you guys think of these videos and what you have found yourself. So on to what I found yesterday. So as I've mentioned in previous videos, we have our SXM monitoring nodes or monitoring stations in various locations around the world. But what I found most recently is from our nodes mounted here in Canada, which is just outside of Ottawa, Canada. And what I found was over the last several months, we have been detecting base stations that are declared as Vodafone. These base stations come on and off, several base stations, varying power levels, varying characteristics to them. Now, Vodafone is not an operator here in Canada. We have several other operators. Vodafone is not one of them. So what it turns out is we have one of our neighbors in the technology park here is Ericsson. Who I'm sure you are all aware is a base station OEM. So they are testing their base stations not far from here. We are detecting those base stations going on and off as they're testing them. My guess is that they're testing them for Vodafone. Really interesting seeing this stuff go on and off, and we're going to show you a few pictures illustrating some of the stuff that we've seen. Base station, things like the base station ID, the PLMN associated with those base stations, the power levels fluctuating, so forth. So we're going to show you a few of those videos. Now, this is all very interesting, of course, but what's it relevant of? Well, it's relevant to the kind of one of the core aspects that we've been focusing on with this SXM system, which is continuous monitoring, right? And it's because we are doing continuous monitoring, we see stuff coming and going, which is particularly interesting when you're looking for rogue base stations. What's a rogue base station? Rogue base station is when somebody installs a base station, probably an unlicensed one, because they want to do something that is not necessarily expected. There are some good reasons for doing that. You're testing base stations just like Ericsson is doing here. We also see other test base stations elsewhere here in Ottawa. And in London and so forth. But what you can also see are the base stations that shouldn't be there. Unfortunately, there are operators around the world, not operators, that's the wrong word. There are individuals and organizations around the world that may set up a rogue base station, snooping in the area of high security. These can be done outside of prisons, around parliaments and other areas where a base station pops up in order to trick UEs or otherwise into initiating communications through them, and then they're effectively tapped. So SXM can actually see those base stations popping up and going down. And the reason that you need continuous is that these base stations will generally only be there for a short period of time. You might be just sitting in a truck, sitting outside the prison walls, for example. It's on for an hour or so, and then it disappears. So I can't talk about any actual examples of what we have seen or haven't seen in that respect for obvious reasons. But this example of these experimental base stations here in Canada are a great illustration of seeing these kind of transient, emergent or rogue types of changes in infrastructure. So hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what is the best way to identify these snooping base stations. Comment down below, send me an email, tag me on LinkedIn, whatever. Love to hear from you. Take care. See you next time.